Oh my God. Jesus.
The BBC has questioned the controversial social media influencer Andrew. Now, the BBC has questioned the controversial
videos on
Hold up.
computers for accusations including rape, human trafficking and exploiting women, which he denies. The BBC challenged him on whether his views about women broadcast to his millions of online followers harmed young people, as many teachers and police officers claim. Well, the interview, which had no set conditions, was Tate's first since being released into house arrest from police custody last month. Lucy Williamson reports now from Bucharest.
We are doing an interview with you because
The full
you're
one's
facing
better?
some very serious allegations.
Correct.
Rape, human trafficking.
Yep.
And also because there's a great deal of concern about the things you say and the impact that they have on young people, on women.
I don't think the concern's about the things I say. I think the concern is for the level of influence I have and the reach I have.
Let's start with the allegation.
You know what? Chat, guys, listen, guys. You'll never catch me be a full-on fucking Tate Glazer. I've always said, okay, there are some things that I agree with. There are some things that he says, okay, about motivation and level that I agree with that are good fundamentals, and some things that are really bad. Okay, I've said this even before the beginning of all time, before I even fucking we did the fucking podcast with this motherfucker. Okay, but I have to be honest. The first thing he says here, that is correct, and you can catch my fucking VODs. I've said this a gazillion times. Okay, that when people start moulding about the reach of things, right? When you preach something for years and decades or some shit like that, and now they mold it because now it has more reach, that shit is fucking trash. Fuck them on that. I think that's boring.
For the level of influence I have and the reach I have.
Let's start with the allegations. Have you raped anybody?
Absolutely not.
Have you trafficked anybody?
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for money?
Absolutely not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you.
No. We have an open criminal investigation. I am absolutely and utterly sure I'll be found innocent. I know the case better than you. I know it intimately and you don't. I have seen all the criminal files and the evidence against me and you haven't. I know the truth of what happened and you don't. And I'm telling you absolutely and utterly, I've never hurt anybody, that the case that's been put against me is completely and utterly fabricated, and I'm never going to be found guilty of anything. And it's very difficult for me to answer your in-depth questions because we're sitting here inside of the territory of Romania. I'm beholden to the Romanian legal system, and I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Let me read you then what you have said about what you have done.
Sure.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think
that's exactly what you said on your website.
No, I've never said that. That's something that you found on the internet. Doesn't mean I've said it.
Your words.
And again, once again, if any female on the planet has a problem with me, I strongly recommend her to go to the police and try and pursue me for criminal charges. I'm actually such a nice person that I've never had anyone come at me.
The BBC has spoken to somebody since your arrest who says exactly those things, that with you it's all manipulation, there's an ulterior motive to everything you do.
Is this Sophie? Oh, it's Sophie, the fake name, no face.
I was so intent on wanting to please him and wanting him to be happy that I was just kind of, yeah, okay, do whatever you want.
And what is she accused? Has she accused me of a crime, this imaginary Sophie?
She's making the point that there is
Has she accused me of a crime?
Emotional or psychological manipulation.
I've asked you a question, and I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss here, because I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you the questions.
Correctly, and I'm telling you.
You get to decide the answers.
No, we're equal here. I've allowed you into my house. You don't come here with a position of authority. I'm doing you the favor as legacy media, giving you relevance by speaking to you, and I'm telling you now, this Sophie, which the BBC has invented, which there's no face of, nobody knows who she is.
The BBC did not invent her.
Of course not, and because you never invent anything. And she's not filed criminal charges against me. What are we talking about here? What is she saying?
We're talking about emotional manipulation into the sex industry for your financial gain.
Absolute garbage.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human
trafficking.
Hasn't gone to
court. Sophie doesn't exist.
Okay, chat, guys. Hey, listen. I think they're both wrong. I think his angle about his house is fucking stupid. I also think that the person interviewing that's equating something to allude to other things and making the bridge between both of them. I think that's also kind of it's a problematic behavior as an interviewer. It just is. I'm sorry. You might not agree. Because you're maybe dense, or you're not willing to understand what's going on. She's presenting something, right? And then presenting another thing, and then she's crossing the bridge over the other one, making false conclusions. I think that's deliberately. I think that's intentional. I think that's intentional.
Describing women who have spoken to the BBC at length,
Sophie doesn't exist.
and other media organisations about what they say is emotional manipulation and coercion.
What?
And I'm quoting back to you
How's
your
that a bad
own
take?
words, where you describe
They're not my words.
coercion
They're words
and emotional manipulation.
They're words you found on the internet, and Sophie doesn't exist.
on your
so let's move on to the
website,
next
in
subject.
your voice.
Move on to the next subject.
No, I think I'll stick on this one for a minute. So there's other places in that same website where you say you get girls to fall in love with you, and they do it because they...
And if you're gonna group, it's a bad take, brother. I wish you understood. It's like somebody says, "Yo, dude, so this person robbed somebody, right? This person robbed somebody," and then somebody comes down and says, "Okay, well, this person told me that he would give me my money back if I did this, and then he didn't." And I feel bad about that. And you're trying to equate one to the other, right? And then when you deliberately present it like that as an interviewer, and it's a problem. I don't.
They love you because they want to do what you say.
Because she's making a bridge from one to the other.
Convincing women to take
understand?
part in some kind of business arrangement doesn't work long term because they're emotional. You've got to get them to fall in love with you.
Oh my
That's
God.
coercion. That's emotional manipulation. That's abuse.
What you've found are clips from the internet, some text from the internet, and you're going to sit here and tell me that that's the reason I should be...
Your website, your words.
It's not my website.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Check my website. Next.
It's the website you've taken down, and I wonder why those comments have been taken down.
No website's been taken down. My website is the same, and it's been the same for a very long time. You are accusing me, I'm guessing,
Happy
what you're trying to
Pride
say is
Month,
you're accusing me and you're trying to say that I'm
transgender
guilty of the
pride.
things I'm accused of and that I'm emotionally manipulating people.
I'm saying that you have said you emotionally manipulated people here for your own financial gain.
No, absolutely not.
It's not only about the criminal allegations. It's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK, you've got rape organisations in the UK, you've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting. And the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive.
The reason we're asking you about these comments is because we've got the chief executive of Rape Crisis naming you individually as spreading a dangerous ideology of misogynistic rape culture.
Absolute.
It's the comments you make that are leading people to say things like this.
Absolute garbage.
National organisations who are saying that are blaming you for increasing levels of misogyny. Schools that are saying they are having increased incidents of girls being attacked, of female teachers being harassed.
If that was
by
true,
pupils because of you and your teaching and your influence.
That's absolute garbage. I have never, ever encouraged a student to attack a teacher, male or female, ever. I preach hard work, discipline. I'm an athlete. I preach anti-drug. I preach religion. I preach no alcohol. I preach no knife crime. Every single problem with modern society, I'm against.
But
I'm teaching young men to be disciplined, to be diligent, to listen, to train, to work hard.
Guys,
like me.
You know how I feel about this person. You know how I feel about this person. Okay, guys. She's attacking him on like his strong points. It's not a. Bro, she's trying to attack him, right? On when he has the high ground. He wins this argument by a long shot. Like, what the fuck are you on about? This argument is a lost cause. The second she started, it was over. When will you guys understand this? I'm thinking there's a lot of angles to attack him at, right? And this one with it, right? She went on one of the hardest points she could go on, and she's getting clapped.
I'm saying that men grew up like me, which are hardworking and diligent and some emotional control and stoic. We're gonna have a better society, not a worse society. To sit here and say that schools in England, which is a failing nation, which has knife crime going through the roof, violence going through the roof, men's mental health going through the roof, and they're going to all blame me because I appeared on the internet 1 year ago.
You sell an image of success.
Disingenuous. It's disingenuous.
You sell an image of financial success with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
I am asking you about things that you have said that have caused major national organizations, including the police, to worry about you by name. That's what I'm asking you about.
It's not what I said.
It's about what you have said that has caused such concern in the UK. And I want to put it to you that you don't really care about the harm it causes.
That's not true.
Because
That's not true.
making controversial statements like this online has made you a lot of money.
Okay, so first thing, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy, and I believe that eventually when the legacy media catches up, they're going to understand I'm a good, positive influence. I'm not interested in damaging the world for money, because if I was interested in damaging the world for money, I could have sold drugs, or I could make rap music and encourage everyone to stab each other like all the drill artists do.
Or you could make controversial statements online that attract a lot of followers who you then direct to your website where they pay to learn how to be like you.
I mean, I could make jokes online. Who doesn't? I mean, I could make a joke
online. Are you saying that all the controversial things you've said are jokes?
No, I'm saying that these organizations and the BBC who are going to sit here and pretend that I am the face of damaging the youth is absolutely garbage. It's completely disingenuous.
It makes you...
I've told you this a million times before, okay? There's ways to attack things and ways to dismantle things, right? When you show up like this and you do it like this, you look fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Guys, it's hard for me to not be a glazer because these guys, they suck at what they do. They suck at their jobs. They're bad interviewers, dude. There's so many angles to take. Why take the worst one? I don't get it.
The reason, in fact, I've seen.
Of course, it's going to make it look like he's winning it.
Endless emails from women praising
Doesn't it worry you?
Praising the fact that their sons are listening.
Does it not worry you? The things I'm saying, does it not worry you?
It would worry. Are
you not concerned about your influence?
It would worry me if I was genuinely damaging the world. But for you to sit here and say, Andrew, you've become the most Googled man in the world. You have billions of views, and one woman, is now saying that her husband is not the same man she wants him to be. When thousands and thousands of people are saying the opposite, well, then I would say
being an S-tier journalist or reporter doesn't mean that you're an S-tier interviewer. That doesn't equate as a skill set.
I presented you with case after case after case, with quote after quote after quote of people who are genuinely concerned about the impact you're having, and you brush it off as if it's nothing.
No, what you have done is come here with an agenda. You've come here with loaded questions. You've come here with things taken out of context. You come here with things that you don't understand are satirical, and then you're going to also sit and say that one woman said that her boyfriend changed when he watched one of your videos. And then I don't know what you expect me to say to that.
Sarcastic, and jokes. No, that's how you explain the comments you make.
For you to sit down.
Would you like to apologize for any of them?
For you to sit down.
Chat.
For you to sit down. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's easy. For you.
Chat. I think it's like a case of like these viewpoints cause harm. I must censor it. And oh my God, because I have the better opinion. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Sit down and say that one woman.
I don't like it. I think it's stupid. Conceptually, it's dog shit.
Schools,
or whatever your argument is,
police.
And that I'm somehow the worst, most dangerous man in the world because I have a car. Is just disingenuous. If you actually watch the things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe a woman should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this.
Andrew Tate talking there to Lucy Williamson. Well, let's go straight to the newsroom, go straight to our education editor, Branwen Jeffries, who's there for us. And Branwen, I know...
Actually, could be better. Attack his fundamentals, right? And attack on the points that are hard to back away from, right? That isn't some bullshit, false equating, like, what is that?
So guys, Andrew's just released...
Oh, what is that? Wait, is that the full thing?
A new interview with the BBC. If you want to
Who is this guy? Hello, guys. Wow, I gotta watch it, dude. I gotta watch it, dude. Guys, I think generally the people flipped super hard. Chat, from the moment they chat that I think that people are hypocrites, and I sorry to say, I think so. Respectfully, I think some of you guys are hypocrites. When I interviewed or like when I podcasted with this guy, the chat was all against me. I was getting clapped back and forth about a lot of things. I was getting smoked on by chat. Everybody was against me. And now that the public, now that the media is flipped on him, now chat flipped and everything. Go, oh, you're wrong. Oh, and you guys are just flipping, and it's just weird. I think it's weird. People flipping is odd. Okay. Brother. It's Jover. What's that? Is that the code that she put in and they removed it? Yeah, it's unhinged. Yeah, it's unhinged. That is quite literally unhinged. Absolutely, 100%. And she's right about that. Like I said earlier, when she was talking, attacked the good points, right?
Not gonna lie, X, don't mold at me, but your argument against the Trojan horse take on climate change was hot garbage. But still you could do a better job than whatever she did. She was even hotter garbage.
You're not wrong.
XQCL from Montreal. Chat is a bunch of
allegations.
Bro, I can't hear shit.
The fact that I'm to sit here and have a very frank and honest conversation.
Chat, is there a better version of this or not?
The fact that I'm massively influential over the youth, and I understand that. But it's my influence as a whole which people are afraid of, not necessarily what I say.
It's the concern I have on young people, on women.
I don't think the concern's about the things I say. I think the concern is for the level of influence I have and the reach I have. I would argue that a lot of the things that are already out there inside of the legacy media and the matrix as a whole are far more damaging than the things I say.
It's the concern about the influence you have being a harmful influence, but let's start with the allegations.
Not necessarily a harmful influence. The fact that I'm
chat,
massively influential.
we saw this part, right? So you probably skip this part,
I
right?
understand that.
Let's talk about what you've said yourself then. You have said on the website, for your original website, for those that are
2,000 women who knew him. He'd find an ex-girlfriend is upset, somebody who wants money who's upset. They called 2,000 people who knew me and could not find a single woman to make a new complaint.
The only
complaints they have against me are the initial complaints, which we can prove are lies, and
I'm not listening to this shit.
So I'm not going to sit here and allow you to pretend that I'm some kind of evil predator. When actually, I'd argue the fact that people who've been investigated to the level I've been investigated to. If you were to take the average man on the street and investigate his entire life for 14 months, call everyone who's ever known him, and vilify him in the media, and encourage people to come forward for money, and you try to contact every ex-girlfriend he's ever had.
Would come forward and accuse those people of rape and accuse those
I
people
think
of
I think you would have a lot more flack than I've got. I'm actually such a nice person that I've never had anyone come
The BBC has
at
spoken to somebody since your arrest who says exactly those things, that with you it's all manipulation, there's an ulterior
Is this
motive
Sophie?
to everything
Is this
you've
Sophie?
done.
Yeah, we saw this part.
Charges against me, I will fight them. I know who I am, and I know what I've done, and I know the truth, and I know that I'll be found innocent of this attack. The reason I'm being attacked is because I'm not because I've ever hurt anybody. And for you to sit here and say that everybody around you is saying you're innocent, but that doesn't matter because the state will say they're victims, and they're just going to grab everybody you know and call everybody victims, even if they say they're not, and try and put you.
Okay. Lee Cox, give me timestamp. Give me timestamp for that.
Smile.
In jail, you are describing a matrix.
We saw that. We saw this part.
I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive. In fact, if you were to read the comment section,
If a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, shove her on.
Is that what I teach?
Hi.
That's what you say.
No, if you actually watch the clip, it will be about the woman attacking me with a machete. As usual, you've not watched the video, taken it out of context, flipped it, and attempted to attack me with a small excerpt. Let me tell you something, Lucy. I'm sure you're a very nice person. I'm sure you're a fantastic person. But if I were to take everything online and just take small excerpts out of context, I could make you look like a misogynist. I guarantee it. In fact, I might actually do that. And then you're going to see.
Chat. People that know about this shit, chat. Is he right or is she right? Did she present it in a way that was disingenuous? If yes, as an interviewer, it means that she sucks. If not, he's right. Okay, well that means that as an interviewer, they came unprepared, they're unprofessional, and the practice of trying to do a goddamn by doing and also spreading misinformation at once is deliberate, is damaging, and as a news source like BBC, they shouldn't be allowed to do it. It's fucking cringe. I say.
Here and say, oh shit, I'm a misogynist because my clips have been taken out of context. If you refuse to watch anything at length and understand it, then that's what's going to happen.
The National Police Chiefs League for Violence Against Women, the NSPCC, Rape Crisis, Safer Schools, they are all naming you as being behind an epidemic of misogyny, even amongst primary schools.
The idea that I made primary school children misogynistic because I own a nice car. Is that your argument?
It's the misogyny that comes along with it.
Oh, owning a nice car is misogynist.
No, it's the misogyny that comes along with it.
How does misogyny come along with owning a nice car?
Because you have an image of financial
I'm glad you're answering my questions now. We finally got the dynamic.
You have an image of financial success.
Answering my questions, actually should.
Excuse me. You have an image of financial success, but it comes.
I want you to say, yo, dude, this is dick riding it. You're dick riding it. Shit like that. Guys, I always call that both sides. If you're gonna be saying something stupid, I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it out.
along with attitudes towards women that are really problematic.
My attitudes towards women is that women should be protected and provided for, and I've said that at length. In fact, I've said that over 50 times online, you never mention it. I say that my girlfriend doesn't have to work unless she wants to, I take care of her, I die to protect a woman. I've talked about how I've stood up and faced a knife to protect a woman.
And in return, you...
Bro. What's up, bro? What is on your head?
Look what I got!
Bro, what even is this shit?
You ready? You ready?
Do it again. Wait, hold on, do it again. I was actually... Damn, hold on. I wasn't even watching. That's just kind of sick.
You fucking it, right?
Yeah, but what's the point of having this, though? When are you going to wear it?
I got you one.
Well, no shot.
Yes.
Send it then. Send it to my house.
I'm gonna send it to your house?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay, I got you the Optimus Prime one.
Well, show me then.
No. I want you to see it in person.
Okay, good then.
Alright.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
Alright, take care, brother.
Yo, congrats on the fucking, the Minecraft record, too.
Oh, shit, thank you, man.
Yeah, bro, you're a fucking loser.
Alright, man. You too, man. Love you, bye.
You want authority
Not
over
wrong.
her in the way you have over a child or a dog. you say.
Absolutely not. I've said that women should be protected and provided for. And
In return, you want authority over her because if you have responsibility for someone like a child or a dog, you say, you have authority over them.
if you want to go down this argument, we'll go down this nuanced argument. I said that if I have responsibility for her safety, I should have a degree of authority over her safety. Meaning, and let me explain my point. If I'm the one who has to fight and die to protect her, I'm the one who decides how we walk home. I'm the one who decides the route we take. Because it's unfair for her to say, I want to walk through the most dangerous neighborhood in the world, but you have to face the knives. That's what I've said. And then you're going to sit here and pretend that I'm trying to treat women like dogs, which is garbage. Every single man in the world who loves this woman understands that he has to protect her. And every single woman in the world...
Okay, chat. Guys, you don't even have to do a woman-man dynamic. If you hire a security team to protect you from walking somewhere, when you're going to places, that's how the hierarchy works. That is just how it is. So therefore, if you delegate the task of protection to somebody, right, then at that point you have to you have to listen to the maneuvers that are being done to protect the fucking people. Chat, because I didn't even say this is like a man-woman government thing. That is how safety works as a concept. If I hire a team to protect me, and this, if we go IRL stream or whatever, right? And they say, guys, we're going left now. And I'm saying, yo, dude, but I want to go forward and go stream there. And they say, nope, we're going left now. Dude, we go. That's it. I've now delegated the task for them to do something to protect me. I now have to listen to them so I don't fucking die. That's how that works. It's a hierarchy. Like, what the fuck? So if that's how it works in the fucking in a dynamic of religion, then so be it. Like what?
Likes the
What would
idea
with this?
of a man who would protect her. If you
Chat, if the president of the United States says, yo guys, I want to go in the crowd and do handshakes, his security team will do no. Is he gonna go, well guys, as somebody who has freedom of speech, I can do whatever I want with my life, I can, okay, no, you don't, no you can't. That's the end of the story. You hired them, they take care of it.
Right now, do you want your husband to protect you in a violent attack? They'd say, yeah, of course. Nothing I've said is
If we said to
misogynistic.
most women, would you want to lose authority in the relationship, to not be treated as a free and legal equal to your
I didn't say that. I said I need to have authority over the route we walk home.
When you compare women and the authority over women that you believe you should have to having authority over a child or a dog, it's not the same because a woman is a free, legal adult.
Correct.
You're equal.
Free, legal adult, my equal. But if I had a girlfriend and we were walking home late at night and I said, let's not walk down that area, it's a bad area, I have to protect you if anything happens, I want to take the long way. And she said, no, I have to walk this way, even though it's the most dangerous route, I must.
Then what?
Then I would say, you're welcome to, you could do it, you're a free and legal equal, but I'm not going to walk with you and protect you. I think that I should be able to decide the route because I have an obligation. And my obligation as a man is to protect and provide for females. Everything I'm talking about is traditional gender roles, which 10 years ago, less than 10 yeers ago, would not be considered outlandish, would not be considered crazy, would not be considered dangerous or misogynistic. The world has changed, and a lot of people haven't changed with the world. Please understand.
Once again, this viewpoint makes sense, right? If you don't have to have the same viewpoint, but wanting to like stop people from having that and trying to censor it is just odd.
Watching this right now who like the idea of their man sticking
You
up
cannot agree, and you would still be right because it's a viewpoint.
And just
it's an opinion.
The world has gone crazy and the legacy media has gone crazy. Most people at home are still relatively sane, and these are the people who are going to write on the comments that Andrew isn't saying anything that's outlandish. It's the whole world believes these things.
Guys, chat, I spoke to Destiny about this, okay? Guys, so I'm kind of armed now with the knowledge about this shit, okay? Is that these battles are about worldviews, and you cannot win against somebody that has a different worldview because it's not an argument. You're not gonna win there. It's a worldview thing. You can't win. Talk about the things you can win about.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm having a nice conversation with you, so I'm enjoying it. So it's no problem. It's been fun so far. It's fine. Thank you. If a man protect you?
There's a difference between conservative values and emotional control, coercive control.
We're talking about protection now, and I'm saying if someone broke into your house, would you want your husband to protect you?
It's not about conservative values or protection, it's what you're demanding in return for that.
Well, I'll give you this. I don't know who your husband is. I don't know if he would stand up to protect you or die for you, but I'll give you this. If someone broke into this house right now and was a homicidal maniac, I would expect me and the other men in this room to stand up and face them while you and the other women in this room could protect yourselves. I would actually believe the men should go and engage the attacker. I believe that. And even though I don't know you, and you've come into my house with a hostile agenda, and you've come here to try and make me look bad, I would still stand up to protect you. I would still stand up to protect you because I believe that's my role as a man.
I am asking you about things that you have said that have caused major national organizations, including the police,
Guys,
about you.
I never said I wouldn't. I wish you guys understood it. When I went on this podcast with them, people didn't agree with me. I said it's still the same conclusion. I would do what would be the best possible chance of survival. That's it. And because I'm weak and I don't have a lot of muscles, I don't have much to fucking defend myself with. The point would be to run and do tactics that are around survival. But at the end of the day, that's still protecting it in a way because that's the highest chance we have of surviving it. It's still, I realized in that debate later on that we still arrived at the same conclusion. But because I'm not equipped with muscles and shit, I can't defend it like that.
You by name.
That's it.
That's what I'm asking you about.
It's not what I say.
It's not about whether you protect your partner or not. It's about what you have said that has caused such concern in the UK. And I want to put it to you that you don't really care about the harm it causes.
That's not true.
Because
that's not true.
Making controversial statements like this online has made you a lot of money.
Okay, so first thing, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy. And I'm completely disingenuous. And the reason
I'm sorry, we have agreed to do an interview where you are going to ask questions that are going to give us the opportunity to clarify some things. These are very loaded questions. Sorry, and so far, I'm sorry, I have arranged this and I'm talking right now. So, these are very loaded questions, and this is not what we discussed, and this is not the conversation that we agreed to.
We were very clear that the questions
You're sitting there and just accusing, we're not here to face new allegations. This has all been discussed, answers have been provided, so if we could please move on from this side of the interview, I would appreciate it.
I would like to hear what Andrew's got to say about the fact that when you make controversial statements, it attracts people to follow you, and then you direct them to your website where they pay you a monthly fee to learn how to be like you. And so the more controversial statements you make, the more money you get.
Oh my fucking God. The BBC with their fucking dog shit fucking ethics around misinformation are gonna go and say, yo dude, misinformation spreads faster and in high density than normal information, and an outrage spreads faster. Oh wow, why are you doing this? When she did this like already 4 times in the interview? Come on, it's just so hypocritical, dude. That's like some bottom of the bill rat shit, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. Bro, it's what they're doing, bro.
just shows you've done absolutely zero research.
Yeah, it makes them hypocrites.
Genuinely zero research.
Okay, so how many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University come to you through your social media?
Genuinely zero research.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University come to you through your social media where you direct them to the website?
And Lucy, I encourage you to go out there, do some genuine research, watch my videos.
Okay, chat. If she said earlier, which is, if he let her get away with saying the machete thing earlier, right, which was misinformation, it would have been clickbaited on titles of interviews. It would have been misinformation. It'd be all over the internet. If he didn't address it, right, and he didn't crush it would be all over the place, right? That would be a deliberate shock value garbage things for views that does spread faster than normal information, right? And they know this to be deliberately harmful, and they still do it as a practice. And she tries to go at him because some of his practices include things that are far out that get more traction. She did it 4 times in this interview. Like, what the fuck?
Of course, watch my videos at length. And
that's hypocrisy.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University at $49.99 a month come to you because they see your social media comments?
There's an online school called Hustlers University, which I don't own. I influence for, along with many other influencers, and they sign up for our website, which I don't own. And once again, that's nothing to do with me. And you're going to sit here and say that I made a joke. I made a joke online 4 years ago because a woman said that she owned her man's car, and you made a joke, and that
Chad, he's talking, I think, in legal lingo. He's saying like, I don't own this because it's LLC, limited liability, which extracts him from the company. So whatever the company does or says or represents, right? It's not him. That's just how it is. It's just the way it's conducted business. It's just what it is.
Yeah, the most misogynistic, dangerous man in the world. This is going down a path of absolute insanity. It's not true. None of this is true. I don't hurt people. I don't harm people. I'm genuinely a positive influence.
You are renowned.
I'm renowned
for offensive and controversial.
That's not why I'm renowned. I'm actually renowned. I'm actually renowned for helping young men, because we talk about there's a men's mental health crisis, and we pretend to care that men are upset. But as soon as I discuss men's issues, it's misogynistic. It doesn't have to be gender. Just because I believe men have a point of view and men have rights and men are allowed to think and believe and act a certain way that helps them internally, that doesn't mean it's anti-female. In fact, I believe it's actually pro-female. I think when a man is true to his influence and true to his essence, and he's good within himself, he's a positive influence in the world, and he's positive for the women around him. So just because I discuss men's issues, people say, oh, you're anti-woman. I'm not anti-woman, I love women.
Why are so many women saying that when their boyfriends start following you,
they're not.
They experience more control?
So many.
They experience
How many?
More abuse?
How many?
Enough.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of it. So, in fact...
One is too many.
Oh, of course, yeah. So, in fact, I've seen thousands and thousands of comments and have endless emails from women praising the fact that there's some...
Guys, these are tactics that work when your interviewee, the person you're interviewing, right, will just let it slide and won't question the question, and they're just gonna get crushed, and they're gonna get on the massive titles. We got him. It's a got him. That's how these things work. If this guy wasn't fucking thinking about it and just answered, he'd get crushed because that's their tactics. I think it's lame as fuck, bro.
Praising the fact that the
things I'm saying.
They're both doing it though. You're not wrong.
It would worry me if I was genuinely damaging the world. But for you to sit here and say, Andrew, you become the most Googled man in the world, you have billions of views, and one woman is now saying that her husband is not the same man she wants him to be, when thousands and thousands of people are saying the opposite. Well, then I would say that's...
I presented you with case after case after case, with quote after quote after quote of people who are genuinely concerned about the impact you're having, and you brush it off as if it's nothing.
No, what you have done is come here with an agenda, you come here with loaded questions, you've come here with things taken out of context, you come here with things that you don't understand are satirical, and then you're going to also sit and say that one woman said that her boyfriend changed when he watched one of your videos, and then I don't know what you expect.
That story's been paraded for fucking years now or some shit.
That's how you explain the comments you made.
For you to sit down...
Would you like to apologize for any of them?
For you to sit down... For you to sit down... It's fine, no, it's fine, it's easy. For you to sit down and say that one woman said that her boyfriend watched an Andrew Tate video and now he won't do the dishes, or whatever your argument is, and that I'm somehow the worst, most dangerous man in the world because I have a car. It's just disingenuous, and I'm enjoying this interview very much because this shows the world. It's great. It shows the world the truth about the legacy media because they beg me for interviews. They beg me, you have been begging me for months, please, we need to be relevant. And then you come here with loaded questions trying to paint a picture of me, which is completely and utterly false. I am a good positive influence for the world. The things I teach men are stoicism, discipline, self-respect, hard work, obeying authority, listening to your fight coach, working hard in school, making as much money as possible in your job. If you actually watch the things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe a woman should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this, but you don't watch any of it, and then you come here and ask me to answer questions I've answered at length thousands of times.
Brother, the reality is that, bro, inherently, brother, I'm not even glazing it. That's just true, though. He says I was at his viewpoints about some of these things I don't agree in, are dog shit, and some of the things that he says are unhinged. That, unfortunately, that gets clipped a lot. But as a whole, it's a small part of it. A lot of the other viewpoints are very good. His core fundamentals are pretty good. It sucks to say it because he's like, what, anti-Tatar brain rot, okay? But I was in it. These viewpoints are good.
You came out of custody.
Like, what do you want from me? What am I supposed to say?
About your charity work.
Correct.
On your social media.
I've always done the charity work, but now I'm promoting it.
There seems to be a real shift.
Yeah.
I wonder what's behind that.
Well, I've always done the charity work. I've been doing the charity work for years. I believe that it's my legacy to leave a positive influence on the world, and I've been doing charity work for over 5 years. Post my incarceration, my unfair, unjust incarceration, may I add. Post that, I've made it more clear the charity work I'm doing. But this is, once again, very interesting. I spend $25 million a year feeding children, men, male children, and female children. In Turkey, in Syria, in Iran, and Iraq, I literally spend $25 million a year feeding children. And I'm still the worst man in the world because 4 years ago I made a sarcastic comment?
Because some people would look at that and say, okay, so before you got money from attracting people to your website by making controversial comments, but that might have got you into trouble. And so now you're looking for a new market. You're looking for a new market of followers who are attracted by a different sort of persona.
I've always done the charity work, so that is obviously incorrect. And I have proof that I've always done the charity work, so you're wrong, firstly. I believe that if you have a lot of wealth, you should help people, and I'm helping people. I also think it's very, very interesting that you could not find another celebrity.
Whoever said this interviewer is good as, I don't know,
feeding
this lady is out of her depth.
Countries. I'm doing that, and I've been doing that for a long time without even mentioning it. I never even said it. And now that I said it, people are gonna
she ran out of questions on a paper and she went freestyle, and that was just cringe.
Attack people, right, and say that it's disingenuous. The person in Sudan who's eating the meal, do you think they believe it's disingenuous? No, I think they feel pretty good that Andrew Tate fed them. And to sit here and say that I'm a bad person now because I'm manipulating charity, because I'm using charity, I'm just trying to do good in the world. That's all I've ever been trying to do.
When women speak out against you online, disagree with what you say, they describe being bombarded with rape threats, with death threats, trolling.
Wait, what?
When women speak out against you online, disagree with what you say, they describe being bombarded with rape threats, with death threats, trolling by your followers. Would you like to say anything to your followers about how to behave in that situation?
Absolutely, correct. I would love to do that. First things first, I've yet to see a female stand up and argue with me online. I don't ever see hardly any. Only women who message me agree with me. Secondly, I don't think that anybody who disagrees with me, male or female, should be trolled. I don't think they should be insulted or attacked. I think the ideas should be discussed openly and fairly and maturely. It doesn't matter if a man agrees with me or disagrees with me, or a female. I don't think my followers should come along and attack her, and if my followers are doing that, I'm upset by that. But let's make a very...
Chad, this is the same argument as, oh my god, dude, I said some really fucking dumb shit. Oh, but this person replied, now I'm getting chat hoppers. What the fuck? They caused this. Ugh, man, just stop.
That's
it's
not my
like,
fault.
fuck off,
dude.
You're
to any video game lobby, I don't play video games, and someone were to sit there and say something stupid, they would be trolled with similar comments. That's the unfortunate reality of the internet.
It's the ping pong conundrum again.
I encourage all of my followers to
It's the ping pong theory.
Honest and talk in a way which is mature. There's no need to troll anybody, male or female.
Okay.
Kathy, a couple things. I wonder if it would be worth giving Andrew
the what?
an opportunity to consider whether
Don't worry.
he would like
Do not be afraid. I got you.
Or give an indication of how he feels about the allegations that he has negatively influenced young people in the UK. And secondly,
Chat. I've told you guys, I'm a broken record. I'm a broken record, okay? This is the ping pong theory, okay? Let me lower the volume a little bit because it's gonna be a little bit too high, okay? It kind of goes like this, kind of goes like this. See? That. Chat. You guys think it's a joke or something like that, right? I'm not even laughing anymore because I love this video. Because this is the internet these days, okay? And that's what people are in this position, okay? They see themselves as the smaller person and they throw a big, they go for it. They say, you know, dude, I'm gonna fucking go for it. And they go for it. They throw their ammo and they shoot their shot. Bing! And instead of falling and dying, being crushed, what happens then? The person's like, oh, yo, actually, and they reply, and then now, oh my god, guys, I'm the victim, help! Help, guys, I didn't do anything. This isn't fair. This isn't, but dude, it is fair. You tried it, it failed, you're gonna get clapped. That is the base of how it works. So this video is so important, dude. It's the ping pong theory. Alright, you can finish this up and then we're gonna. It's like 5 minutes left. 2 minutes left.
This interview is taking place in your house because you're under house arrest. If it were not for that, then we would have chosen another location, I'm sure. We would have negotiated that between us. So I think that's just worth looking over.
Locked in house arrest without charge.
How did you find a way to defend him?
Don't you think that would be interesting?
You're here under house arrest because there's an ongoing investigation into rape and human trafficking allegations against you.
Correct. I've been incarcerated without charge. And don't you think
The rape allegation
it's been dropped?
has been incarcerated for.
Correct. So I'm incarcerated without charge, and I think that would be a far more interesting conversation. But then I guess Julian Assange is incarcerated without charge, and nobody's interested in that either. So if you actually wanted to do some genuine journalism and investigation, we could talk about the fact that an innocent man who has yet to be charged with a crime has had his liberty deprived of him. And I think that would be a far more interesting angle than talking about me being the most dangerous man in the world because I own a car.
And this question about schools being very worried about your influence.
Yeah.
Boys in primary school or, you know, boys as young as 11 are quoting you at school,
Yeah.
attacking girls, refusing to respect female teachers.
Yeah.
Would you like to say anything about that?
I'd like to say a lot. First things first.
Brother, I hate to say it, chat, because when I was in school, okay, I would pick fights and fucking quote Dragon Ball Z on my way to fucking start wrestling other kids, okay? What do you want? What do you want? Brother, that's like, I don't know.
And the only reason I keep repeating it is because I'm sure this interview will be edited. I am a positive force for the world, and I teach children discipline. I teach children male or female of any age, and a lot of women listen to me as well. 40% of the people who listen to me are actually female. Secondly, I do understand with my massive influence, and I am now the one of the most influential people on the planet, that I do have to be slightly more careful with things I say. I'm not going to disagree with that. The idea that I said something 5 years ago on a video that got 300 views...
So what do you mean, being slightly more careful?
I'll give you an example. Some of the jokes I made 4 or 5 years ago on a YouTube channel that got 300 views, I would no longer make...
Like what?
Like the OnlyFans
man.
the one you mentioned, repeatedly. When she said, my man's car is my car. And then she said she did OnlyFans. And I said, what do you sell on OnlyFans? She said, my tits. And I said, well, those are your man's tits. As a joke, ha ha ha, everybody laughed. The fact that I could do that on a podcast 5 years ago and only got 300 views, now I understand I'm the most influential man on the face of the planet. I would be more careful with certain things I say. That doesn't mean the things I originally said were genuinely out to harm people.
Do you really believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled person on the planet.
Do you believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled man on the planet.
I think we're done.
Yep. Thanks, Lucy. It was enjoyable. Nice to meet you. No, it was fun. It was good. I enjoyed it. De-mic me. I don't want to damage anything.
I mean, okay. Everything I say, like I'm glazing. I mean, she's just mauled. I mean,
hello,
bro,
bro.
This is your fucking job. This is her job as he works in media. I don't even know why you would get this mauled. It doesn't make any sense. Why is she so mauled? Are these her questions? Bro, she's an interviewer. You're a vehicle for the questions. You shouldn't be so mauled. I don't get it. They kind of fumbled this one, to be honest.
De-mic me. I don't want to damage anything.
Chat. The Decepticons' plan to spread the black mold has entered its final stages. We've reached critical levels of brain rot, and I don't know how much time is left before the entire chat.
Goodbye. The very polite staff.
Finally, you get to see Andrew's side. Guys, comment your thoughts in the comment section, please.
What do you mean finally? Well, we've seen this just forever. Same thing forever. I thought we would see something new, but it's just not.